Hi guys, hope this video finds you all fit and well. Yeah, this week I had basically completed my 3-day experiment of trying the latest fads that I came across online, the sardine fast. This is a fast or a diet or however you like to look at it, which was pioneered by Dr. Annette Bosworth of Tampa, Florida. She's an internal medicine physician who basically focusing on trying to guide people on reversing various medical problems through ketogenic diets. I'm one person who hasn't really had a lot of experience with keto diets. Historically, my diet has been like pretty high carb, I have to say. I do like my potatoes and stuff. So I mean, so yeah, basically this was quite a shift for me. I mean, I am kind of partial. I do. So as far as sardines go, I do like sardines. I do like kind of like snacking on them now and again. Yeah, this one had kind of got me curious, but it was interesting for me because and maybe this ties into some of the findings I'm going to go into. But yeah, for me, this kind of like diet represented a significant change for many different reasons. Like I said, because obviously this is a very calorie restrictive diet, and also like I said, because I don't really I hadn't really subscribed to kind of ketogenic diets before then. It was sort of, it was kind of like a significant a real significant shift for me. And there was just yeah, so like I said, the experimental bit just got the better of me. Do you know what I mean? I kind of like for yeah, I kind of like yeah, let's kind of like see how we get on. I was kind of like curious. So yeah, basically the since Annette Bosworth had basically kind of pioneered this. It's like it's something that I've seen really take off, especially on YouTube. It might be like really popular on other platforms as well. I did see it, but just from my personal experience, that's kind of like how I became aware of it. So the advocates of this diet will basically say that it basically has they will basically say that this diet has the same positive outcomes as say like a water fast. If you look at people with talking about water fasting, they'll talk about how your body goes into a state of ketosis, how it kind of like triggers a state in your body known as autophagy, where cells start to repairing themselves and kind of like cleansing themselves, for lack of a better word. Basically they had so basically, a lot of advocates for this sardine fast were basically kind of like saying that this practice has the same outcomes, but it kind of like trumps fasting, because obviously because you do have a food source, because the rules are like you can just have a tin of sardines whenever you're hungry. Then it kind of like negates the hunger that you would have obviously with a water fast. So yeah, basically, like I said, I basically did this just because the experimental bit got the better of me, so I kind of like did this so you guys don't have to. Basically, yeah, so I'm just here to kind of like report back how I kind of like personally found it. I felt like, honestly, in summary, I did feel like this did do me good, I have to say. I Like I said, I do feel like after I had been doing this for the first 24 hours, I had woke up the next day, and all that like tiredness and grogginess that I so often kind of like felt waking up had just like completely subsided. I woke up feeling, I slept really well but that night as well. So I just woke up feeling really alert. I felt, ready to kind of go. I I had basically done like a 20-minute run the park, and then I'd done like a gym workout, and then I had to basically walk to work, which was like best part of an hour, and like so, and over time, like I never sort of felt like my energy levels kind of wavering. So I felt on that side, I thought it was really good. And that's kind of like, really some kind of like how I felt, um, uh, how with a significant change that I noticed in my own body during this phase. So yeah, I mean, I did feel like it did do me good. There's the people who kind of talk about ketosis and autophagy and the benefits it has. What I personally experienced certainly aligns with that. So I think that when people talk about fasting and ketosis and autophagy and all that, I think it does have some merits in that, in my personal experience. Just, I think, would I kind of, does that mean I would advocate that people kind of like try this fast? Um, I mean, you could not necessarily. I mean, I kind of like feel like on this. I feel like although it did do feel like it did have positive impacts for me during the 3 days. I feel like a lot of things that I'm kind of like reporting back in terms of those positives, in terms of feeling actually more energized and feeling all of that, are basically the same positives that advocates of like ketosis and autophagy will basically kind of like say anyway. Do you know what I mean? General advocates of ketogenic diets will basically say, this is the benefits of that that diet. So yeah, basically, I kind of like feel like, although it like I said, although I the positives of it. Personally, I feel like it had just come to an end just like at the right time for me. I feel like I feel like if I had tried to maintain this sardine fast for over 3 days, if I got it to like 4 or 5 best part of a week, I think I would have maybe felt differently about it. I think would have felt miserable about it. I think that also, so I think I wouldn't necessarily say that. I think like 2 to 3 days, is enough. I would recommend that obviously that anybody who did decide to try it, then obviously electrolytes just become like a non-negotiable thing here. Obviously, like during a diet like this or fasting, obviously your body's going to lose a lot of water and electrolytes. So it's really important to kind of like replenish it. So yeah, basically, yeah, like electrolytes kind of become non-negotiable. So yeah, but for me personally, I felt like although during this diet, I basically was just had my sardines, I had my electrolytes, I was taking a multivitamin every day, and while that was fine, I feel like there was throughout this 3 day fast, obviously there's one significant piece that was completely lacking, and that was fiber. So that's like another key reason why I wouldn't necessarily advise somebody stick to this beyond like 2 to 3 days necessarily, because obviously while you're on this just sardine fast, you are going to basically get like no fiber. So you, yeah, obviously that could potentially for some individuals, cause them to experience things like constipation or some sort of abdominal discomfort. So I would be kind of like wary of that. I would basically say that obviously sardines are very nutrient dense, are very high in protein, so I think that counters a lot of, despite how calorie restrictive they are, because they're high in protein. You don't necessarily have to worry too much about like muscle loss and stuff like that through it. Obviously, they're a source of creatine as well. So yeah, and as like I said, they're nutrient dense, but personally, I would feel like if anybody wanted to kind of like make sardines kind of like for lack of a better word, the kind of core of their diet, the sort of the backbone of their diet, if you like, then I would probably just recommend that maybe you could just have like a high fiber diet, obviously, that fiber like ketogenic diet, obviously, if you're kind of like doing it within the purpose of staying within the principles of keto, and then basically then just kind of like have your sardines, because obviously what the results will basically be is you'll just have like a much more varied varied nutrition, like I said, because yeah, if you just stick to your electrolytes in your sardines, you're going to get basically no fiber. So yeah, basically that is something to be mindful of. But yeah, like I said, guys, on the whole, I have to say, yeah, like I said, I did feel more energized during this. To be honest with you, obviously sardines are very cheap, so it kind of like saved me some money as well. So that's always a bonus as well, isn't it? So there's always an ulterior motive there. If you just want to save yourself a few quid, why not? But no, seriously, guys. I think that yeah, like I said, I did reap the benefits of it, so I think it does have some merits. But yeah, like I said, for me personally, anybody who would looking to practice it, I wouldn't really practice it for more than like 2 to 3 days. And I would even like I said, because obviously you're going to get like no fiber during this. Like I would make that a consideration as well. So yeah, thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. I'm really curious to if you guys have come across the sardine fast, if you have been like tempted to kind of like try it out, if you have tried it out, what did you kind of like find? I'm really curious to know what your guys' thoughts are. So any other feedback that you've got, feel free to let me know down in the comment section. And yeah, thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed, then don't forget to ring a bell for notifications. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, if you're into your health, your fitness, your nutrition, or even if you like a bit of wrestling or a bit of sport, guarantee that you are going to find stuff that you are going to find of interest on this channel. So yeah, ring a bell for notifications so you never miss a beat. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. You guys take care of yourselves.